Hello, hello. Long time no see. Feels like I haven't done this for a while. But anyway, hi, I'm Sienna. Welcome to my channel. Sorry if I sound a little gross. I've had a cold for the last few days. But anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit about my recent trip to Texas. So let's just get into it.
Let's get started.
I guess for a little background, because I realized I hadn't given any background yet, so this was my niece's wedding, and I get a lot of questions about that. So my niece and I are the same age. So my dad had two daughters in his previous marriage that are quite a bit older than me and my other sister, and so our oldest sister has two daughters, Lily and Emmy. Lily got married back in like 2021, and we missed her wedding because the world was still kind of crazy. It was like February 2021. So we weren't able to make it at that time, so it was really important to us once our second niece, Emmy, got engaged to go to her wedding this August. So it was really exciting to get the chance to go back to Texas for the first time in like 20 years. Yeah, so that's kind of a little background on that. Emmy and I are the same age, which is kind of weird, but yeah, that's why. It's appropriate for my niece to be getting married, I guess. But yeah, so she and her fiance Max had their wedding on like the 16th of August, which was really cool. So for our trip, we ended up driving to Missoula to fly out of the Missoula airport, and the drive was fine. That was all fine. We started off the trip by getting sandwiches at our favorite sandwich place called Doc's. I had this cute little garlic, tomato, turkey, lettuce sandwich thing. I don't know, it's good. It's called the Doc Brown. All of their sandwiches are named after like famous TV and movie doctors. So I had the Doc Brown. And then let's see, the airport was fine. It's really quick to get through Missoula airport because it's like 2 gates literally. And yeah, we got there super early because my dad gets really nervous about airports, but got through that really easily. Security was super easy. It was weird though because for some reason an alarm started going off like shortly before our flight, and all of the like people working there were looking around like, what's going on? And it turned out to be a false alarm, so that was kind of scary. But the flight was fine. Getting to Texas was just fine. We got there late in the evening. We had to do this whole rigmarole with getting our rental car. Like, you have to get into a shuttle and go across the airport to get to the rental cars, which took forever. So we didn't actually like leave the airport until like 7:30, which kind of sucked. And then we got to our Airbnb, and I'm not going to share much about the Airbnb because honestly it kind of sucked, and I'll get into that in later videos. But yeah, I didn't take any footage because I think they got the gist of it from my review I gave them. So, but more on that later, I guess. And then the first thing we did once we got all settled in was go to one of our favorite restaurants from when I was little called Abuelo's, which is just like, it's just a chain Mexican restaurant, but it is so good. It's like the Cheesecake Factory of Mexican food, I guess, and I love it, and it was so good. I got a margarita. I've never had a margarita there before because I was too little, and that was really good. So I got a really good margarita. It was like raspberry hibiscus, and they gave me a giant, I thought it was going to be a glass, and they gave me a giant thing, like a whole pitcher to myself, and I was like, there's no way I'm finishing this. And then driving in Texas, because I'm sure I'll have a lot to say about the driving, but the driving was terrifying. I'm used to just good old 2-lane highways, and they have like 7-8 lane highways. Oh my gosh, I was terrified the entire time. Like, and I can drive in a city, like I've driven in Denver, Portland, Seattle, that sort of thing, but wow, Texas driving is a whole other level. But anyway, they gave me that big old margarita, and it was so good. And I got enchiladas for dinner. We all got enchiladas, actually. My dad and my sister, they all copied me. So we had just ordered 3 orders of enchiladas and 1 margarita, and ended up asking for a to-go bag for my margarita because I could not finish that. Got my margarita to go, and I got it in this handy dandy IV bag, I guess. Gotta figure out how to put it in a glass now. So I've just never seen anything like this. Ingenuity. Hopefully. Whoa. Nope, not ingenuity. It's a mess. Okay. And my sister really wanted to see us right away. She invited us to dinner initially at their favorite Brazilian restaurant, but we were just like way too tired and we were like, nah, we need comfort food. So we got abuelos and then went back to the Airbnb, and then my sister and her husband came to meet us and they checked out our Airbnb and they're like, seems sketchy. And because they're both in real estate, so they were like, there are some illegal things going on here. We were like, well, what can you do? It was cheap. Yeah, we just chatted for a bit, but then ended up going to bed because we were so tired. And so the next day, we ended up getting breakfast at Tous les Jours, which is another one of my favorite chains that we just don't have in Montana. It's just like a little kind of, I feel like it's kind of Japanese inspired baked goods. They have like a lot of like milk bread type things. But yeah, we just got like donuts and little pastries there, and then we ended up going over to Flower Mound, which is north of Dallas, and that is where I am my family is originally from, or me and my sister were born in Flower Mound, and we went and we stalked our old house, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know, it kind of made me teary to see my old house, which was interesting. And then we just like went and saw all of my I used to have a lot of friends in that neighborhood, so we went and saw all of their houses, and it has really changed in the last, like, of course it has, but they have built a lot of really big McMansions over there. It's crazy different. Like, my dad didn't even recognize our neighborhood, so that was kind of interesting. And then we ended up going to my sister's house to see her new house. And then we left my dad there to hang out with family and catch up. Siobhan and I, my younger sister and I, we went to downtown Grapevine to check that area out. There's a cool old train station there, which they've turned into like a hotel and cool like European eating hall. And so we ended up having lunch there, and we found this cool spicy chicken restaurant, like pop-up restaurant, and it was so good. We got way too much food, like way more than we needed, but it was really, really good. Yeah, so we just did a lot of shopping in that area. There it goes. Oh, and while we were over there, we actually ran into the bride and the groom. We hadn't seen them yet, like at the family house. They were having their like honeymoon suite at that old hotel. So we accidentally bumped into them in the lobby and we were like, oh my god, this is crazy. So that was really fun. So I got to meet Max for the first time, and I got to see Emmy for the first time since we were like 7 or 8. So that was really cool and exciting for us. But you know, they had lots to do. We wanted to go sightseeing, so we just said hi and went our separate ways. Yeah, we went around the whole old town area. We found this cute little bookstore where, don't tell them this, and if they watch this, don't listen to this part, but we got their wedding gift while we were shopping around there. We were planning the whole time to give them just money for whatever fund they wanted it to go towards, but we forgot to get the card at home, so we ended up getting the card at this cute little bookstore, and it was perfect because the card was just perfect for Emmy because she loves reading. Then we ended up going into like a regular mall, which it was so big. It was like just one big circle of stuff, but I don't know, malls are just so disappointing to me nowadays, and this one, it was so big, but it wasn't like great. Like, there wasn't a lot of good stuff in it. It was just bigger stores, you know, but not necessarily anything I was super stoked to see. Like, there was a huge Hollister, but like all the clothes were just strewn about, and there were so many teenagers in there just like standing around and talking. I was like, I want to look at the clothes, but you're all in my way. So I got kind of fed up with that pretty quick, and then we had to go meet everyone for the rehearsal dinner. So we drove over to the rehearsal area, which was in Colleyville, I think. We wanted to meet up with everyone for rehearsal stuff, but it turned out they were rehearsing at the actual wedding venue in a different part of town, like 20 minutes away or something. So Siobhan and I were just like, you couldn't, you're not having the rehearsal dinner at the rehearsal dinner, look, what? So we were just confused, and we were like, we'll just wait here for you guys to show up for dinner, I guess. And that worked out because a whole bunch of other people from the wedding were just hanging out in Emmy's like apartment clubhouse. They have like a little clubhouse, so we just ended up waiting there with everybody else until dinner time. And then yeah, dinner was nice. We had it was just a pizza dinner. Everyone gave some little speeches about the bride and the groom, which was really sweet. And we got to meet like a lot of Max's family. We got to see old family members that we hadn't seen in a long time. I saw my other sister for the first time since I was like 9 maybe, so that was cool. I'm trying to think, just like a lot of old friends and family, which I did not remember, honestly. It is really nice to like re-meet them and spend time with them. And yeah, we just had a nice little casual dinner. Got to hear a lot of stories about the bride and the groom, which was sweet. And yeah, I mean, we got tired really fast. It was a long day of driving once again. I just could not. The driving was a lot for me, and I was the only one driving because it was a rental car. My dad is too old to drive a rental, and then my sister just like is not comfortable driving in cities, which I wouldn't have been comfortable with her driving either, so that was fine, but I got tired so easy. So yeah, we just called it an early night, I think, and yeah, that was the beginning of the trip. It was a really great start to the trip, and it got even better from there. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you joining me on this little adventure. More videos to come along these lines. So yeah, it's gonna be it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.